So I'm going to be setting up my Northface Stormbreak 2 tent. This is just a dry bag I keep it in, that's by Lomo, very handy. Would definitely recommend one instead of using the packaging it comes in, because this is waterproof, water resistant, and it compresses down so well. It fits in my backpack along with my sleeping bag and everything else. Also with me, I've got a tarp. This is just a very basic tarp I bought from Amazon. I think it's like £12. The reason why I use this, the Stormbreak 2 actually has a very fragile flooring. It could tear quite easily, and it doesn't have tarpaulin at the bottom. It's actually polyester, I believe. So it's quite easy to rip, so I would recommend buying a footprint for it, which you can do, the official Northface Stormbreak 2 footprint, which fits at the bottom of the tent perfectly. Or you can just buy a cheap little tarp from Amazon, which, you know, does the job pretty well as well. So I don't actually mind the flooring of the Stormbreak 2 being fragile. It's a sacrifice you have to make if you want to have a lightweight tent, which it is. I'm not quite sure the actual weight of it, but honestly it weighs nothing. This thing packs down really easy, and it's easy to set up, which you're about to see. So I like to lay the tarp down first, and then I'll get the actual tent over it so I could actually see the kind of layout. Next up is the tent poles, which I believe it has 4. You have these 2 gold ones and then 2 black ones. First we're going to set up the gold ones. The Stormbreak's got a really cool setting up feature. So a lot of tents have a little loop you've got to slide this pole through, right? Stormbreak 2, you've got these pegs here, these little clips, and they just simply attach on to the pole. This clips in. So I'm just gonna go over the whole tent now and just clip this in before I actually set that up. Right, so that's the first gold pole. It's just going horizontally across the tent. And then obviously you've got the parts here what you just slide the pole into to help bring the tent up. Now once I do this, it's gonna fall, obviously, because it's not balanced. But that won't happen until I get the other pole in. Just took out the other end here, hang on. Right, so that's in. You just push and it goes up. Right, this is where it falls. It's fine, don't worry about it. Now we're going to get the other pole and we're going to do the exact same thing. It's going to be a little awkward because, well, of how it's only got 1 pole in at the moment, so it's going to be a bit fidgety. There's probably an easier way to do this. But this works for me. This is fine. Doesn't take too long, so I'm not fussed. Bring that down. So I'm gonna bring this side up now. That's the skeleton of the tent set out there. Looks nice just like that, to be honest. It's not going to do you any good though if it rains, so we're going to get this fly on in a sec. Let's make sure that's all on the... Yep, cool. Now these 2 black poles just add some more stability to the tent. These ones are a lot shorter and easier to put in. And these simply go in these hoops. So you've got 1, on this side, another on that side, and you've got the exact same on the other side over there. So what you want to do, you want to go across the tent, just on the other side here, just give it a push. It's quite tight, but push, and then that locks it in. I missed these the first time I was using this tent. I didn't really know where they went or how it worked. And it's not like a game changer or anything, but it does add stability, and you can't go wrong with that, to be honest, especially if you're expecting wind. This is quite an important feature. All right, so that's all locked in now. All right, so the rain fly. You can peg these down, sorry. Like, so down here, obviously you've got your peg hooks here. I'm not gonna peg the actual tent down because I'm not expecting any wind. I've got nothing to worry about in that sense. So I'm gonna skip that step, but I am gonna peg down the rain fly, which is gonna help keep everything all together. So you notice here, on the corner, you have one red tag, and on the other 3 corners of the tent, they're all yellow. This red tag is just a good way to indicate which way everything goes, because on the rain fly, you also have a red tag here. So really, you just want to line this red tag up with that, and then the rest of it should just kind of fall into place with maybe a little bit of shimmying about. So that's the first thing I do when I'm getting this rain fly out. Oh, it's all tangled up, nice. Yeah, with the rain fly, just locate the red tag, which is here for me. And then you just want to throw it over the tent and just make sure that red tag's lined up with that side. And then from there, you could kind of get an idea of where the rest of it goes. So I've kind of just sloppily thrown the rain fly over the tent, and I know where the points are, so I just want to line up at the top of the tent. There's this X here with the stitching. I don't know if this is just part of the setup routine, but for me it is. So I just kind of want to line the center of that X to the center of the top of the tent here. Roughly, it doesn't have to be spot on. This is just so when you put the pegs down, it's all kind of equal on each side. Because this bit I always flop on, honestly. I can never get it like fully flush, you know what I mean? Right, so my pegs. This is the little sack it comes in. Pretty cool. I just use it to put the poles in, and I strap that to my bag. Right, so I've got my pegs right here. There we go. So straight away, I want to start with the red side. It's always going to be the red side. This is just what I come accustomed to, especially those nights where I had to set it up quick because, you know, rain was coming down. And I found this was the best way for me. So, start there. And then I like to come to the door and just pull the first part of the door out. Now make sure you're pulling the side bit of the door, not the actual door flap itself. All right, so you are gonna see that. We get that down. Don't want to pull it too tight just yet. So now we need to go to the other side and then do the opposite side of the door. Same thing there, and then just peg that down. And from there, you can just go around and you tighten up the tent. I'm actually a peg short, so I'm gonna have to, that's a very weak stick. I'm gonna have to use a branch for now. There we go, should do fine. Thankfully it's got a bigger hoop just below the actual tent peg hole. There's a little loop there, and then I can just slide the stick in there, and it's absolutely perfect as long as it's in place. Right, so I'm just going around now, tightening it up. And there it is. Isn't she beautiful? Look at the color. It's initially what made me want to get the tent, is the actual color scheme, especially on the inside. I like the yellow. But the actual outside, it's dark colors. It doesn't have any of that bright blues, oranges, anything like that. I know that's for safety and everything, but I like to be kind of incognito, you know what I mean? So let's take a quick peek inside so you can see what we're dealing with. So you've got zips on either side, you've got a door on the other side. I should mention, this is a two-man tent. It fits two people in fine. I'm quite a small person, so you know, if you're sharing a tent with me, it's not really, you're not going to really lack of space. But if you're a bigger guy, this may only work as a one-man tent. All right, it will be a tight squeeze if you are a bigger person. What I'm doing, I'm just fixing this loop in here so I could keep the door up. And then my mate showed me this. I had it for like months before I realised I could do it. Right. Nice oval entrance here for the door. Goes all the way around. And it stops at that side, so you could swing it out like that. The inside, now this is what I mean about the floor. It's the first thing you're probably going to notice coming is that it is quite thin. And again, it's the sacrifice you have to make when it comes to lightweight camping. It's just how it is. And if that's the only downside, then that's absolutely fine. Are you kidding me? 2 weeks I carried this thing on my back wild camping, and I didn't really have any issues other than what you'd expect from walking that amount. All right, so on either side of the door, you have your pockets. They're yellow mesh, so it's not the outside of the tent. That's what I thought the first time I got this. I didn't know where these pockets were, but they are just on either side of the door. So you got one there, one here, one back here, and then another back there. And that's all your storage, other than your outdoor bit here, which you've got a nice shelter here from the rain. This is where I usually just kind of leave my boots and cooking equipment. Up here you have a small little loop which you could attach a lamp to. I just attach a torch to it and just, you know, let it dangle down. That's absolutely fine. And you've got a couple more, well, a few more should I say, on either corner of the roof. Space wise, I'm not going to get in with my shoes on, I'm not an animal, but space wise, yeah, I'm 5'9", I fit in here, you know, fine. I have a thermarest mat I use, which I'm going to set up and show you guys right at the end. And yeah, obviously you got your door here. It's the exact same on the other side, the exact same. Nice little cozy place. All right, I'm going to set up the rest and show you that, what it looks like when it's completely done. Right, so as you can see, this is pretty damn cozy. So this is my sleeping pad. I've got my sleeping bag. As you can see, you've got space there for your bag and all your other bits. So as a one-man tent, this works perfectly. Two-man tent, it is good, it does work, but it is more of a squeeze. So you could imagine that the spot I'm sitting on here for another sleeping mat, you've probably got a gap of maybe, what, 15 centimeters between each mat, depending on the size and everything. So think about that before you purchase it. They do have a Stormbreak free version, which is a 3-man tent. I haven't got that one, but if it's, I'm assuming it's exactly like this, but you know, an extra space bigger. But great tent, honestly. I couldn't recommend it more. I honestly couldn't, because I'm so surprised on how well it held up in the heavy rain I had in the Lake District. All night it was just pissing it down, and there was so much wind. Eventually I did get my tarp out to go over it, only because I didn't want to have to deal with leaks if it did come to it. But it went on for a few hours before I decided to do that. So I say, like, moderate to heavy rainfall, it holds up well for a few hours. If it's like an all-night thing, I would recommend like bringing just a spare tarp with you, as you would with maybe like any other tent. But yeah, I just kind of pull it out from underneath me if it does start pissing it down, like in the middle of the night, and then I could just set that up really easily. It worked super well for me. But great tent. I love coming out and just sitting in this thing.